Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here. Are you ready to break free from the old and step into a brand new version of yourself? One that's healthier, fitter, and more fulfilled? And wow, that sounded like an infomercial, right? Well, you want to stay tuned here because we're going to dig deep into transforming your mindset because this is like we have some superpowers going on in our mind that could really help us propel in our fitness journey and really unleash your true potential. And just so you know, I do want to thank you so much for being a guest here on my Power Blast podcast, where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out, providing rapid results in mindset and fitness so that you can recharge that mental and physical battery of yours and reclaim your power. And I also want to say, when you're ready, just head over to my calendar. You book a free call. It's at talktoperry.com. And in 15 minutes, I can help you with ways on boosting your energy, reclaiming your time, making yourself a priority, and reaching all of your goals. So we do that in 15 minutes. That's at talktoperry.com. Just wanted to open that up to you because I open it specifically for podcast viewers. So I love this. When somebody told me one time, they're like, welcome to a new chapter of your life. Now, I think many of us, we think, oh, a new chapter, that means I'm turning 30, 40, 50, those chapters, or, I graduated from here, or I'm retired now. Whatever that is, if you've ever felt that way where it's like, I am just ready to draw a line in the sand and start new, start fresh, new chapter. And so that's what I looked at when it came to my health and fitness. Is where you just stop doing all the things the old way and you start working on new goals and dreams. Now, sometimes they crisscross and the old stuff tries to pull you back in because it's been comfortable. But the first step is figuring out where you are and where you want to go. And a lot of times I'll have conversations with people. I'm like, what are your goals? What do you want to do? And they'll tell me all the things that they don't want in their life. And I'm like, well, that's why you're attracting all the things that you don't want in your life, because that's all you're thinking about. What we think about all day long, that's where the direction we're going. And so you might have something about you that you're just like, I just know there's something needs to change. And you start building this ladder of belief and becoming more aware of new things and new opportunities to yourself to help yourself make those changes so that you become, let's say, a better version of yourself, or I don't even want to say better version because it's like, we'll call it new and improved. How about that? But right now, if you're where you're at and you're like, hey, I'm happy where I'm at, that's really cool. That is really cool. But I'm of always the mindset that wherever you're at, you can always expand and grow and become a more improved version of that. You can always get better. You can always take it to the next level. And I get it. You make some accomplishments, you get some things, and you're like, oh, I worked so hard to get here. I'm not ready to go there. It's, you know what? Maybe it's just taking it all in and appreciate yourself and doing all stuff. But that's not my main message for today. It's sometimes you just need to adjust and learn more about yourself because we are capable of so much in our lives. I know for me, it's like, man, I'm just scratching the surface. So if you think about mindset or how you think about things and about how you think about who you are, and how you talk to yourself, we're with ourselves all day long, right? To get healthy and fit. Often you're making a change in your life. Now, sometimes people are like, hey, I've always been into the health and fitness stuff, and that's way cool. But I wasn't always that way. And so when you start to notice, the awareness is a big thing. When you start to notice where you're saying negative things about yourself, there's the ability to change it to something positive. For me, I've adopted this edit undo sort of thing where if I find myself just going, maybe I snapped off at something, or I reacted to something, or I just got mad or irritated or whatever, I don't have to stay in that state. I can go, whoa, that's old programming there, edit undo, and change it to how I want to feel and how I want to think. Can I undo the moment that I was in that, I got mad about? No, but I can undo the feeling and how I continue with the rest of my day or the rest of the week, right? So if you ever wonder how one person succeeds and another person doesn't, usually it comes down to mindset stuff, how they think about things. Many of us are running on autopilot 95% of our day, and not maybe about 5% we're really focusing on what we really want and what the goals are. We might think of the goal every little bit every once in a while, and then we dismiss it because we're going off into so many directions. We're in information overload. We're on social media. We're getting all the things that are just fueling stuff from the news. And so if you really, really spend the time to say, I'm in this little auto programming mode, but I want to change some things, you need to change how you think and how you behave. Now, I used to be stuck in my ways, and I'm probably stuck in my ways on different things too. There are some things where people say an idea, and my knee-jerk reaction is, nope, not for me. Already been there, done that. And I'll write it off and not even be open to the opportunity. And the thing is, I've grown, I've changed over the years. That opportunity I might be ready for. But old programming starts to bring things in for me. I used to always think about exercise, and I wanted to work on getting healthy, getting fit, but I never really actually stuck with it all that long. And that's why my life didn't change. So then I decided, you know what? I'm going to follow this plan, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm gonna make things happen with this. Because what I used to do is when I would find a plan, I used to find flaws in it. I used to find why isn't going to work? Why isn't this going to work for me? And I would say, oh, I'm not even going to start, and I'm not even going to bother. So I never even got out of the gate because I already, in my mind, in my thinking, and in my behaviors, I already counted myself out. I found an escape hatch before I even started. But I encourage you to do the same with getting into your thinking and looking at it. It's like, let's say the health and fitness stuff. For me, I first took responsibility, and I said, okay, if things got to change, it's got to be me. It's got to be me and my thinking and my actions. Two, if I want to change the way things are going on around me, I've got to change things going on inside me. I got to work on myself. I just have this one life to live. How do I want to live it? And so the way I was going was I would start exercising, knowing very well I was going to end up stopping exercise for a while and eventually maybe get back on. So it was exercise, don't exercise, eat right, don't eat right. And I was like this little ping pong thing. And I was like, wait a minute. What's the life that I want? Happy, healthy, fulfilled, filled with energy, really going after goals, always feeling like I'm in momentum, looking at possibilities, moving forward. So I've got all these things I'm wanting to do, and who I'm becoming, yeah, I'm super excited about it. But I needed to get into that state and say, you know what? I need to look at this as a lifelong journey and really pay attention to the journey along the way, as opposed to I'm on this thing, so I can't wait to get off this thing. Yeah, I'm doing this little thing for 21 days, and then I can't wait to be off of it so I could just go about my own ritual, which was usually unhealthy. So so ask yourself this. How do you see yourself? Because that will really help you understand about how you think about yourself right now. Many people are stuck because they keep thinking about the past. And that was me. I was like, yeah, the good old days, or the way things were, or why things don't always work for me because of all this other stuff. And we can't make, people are always trying to make today like yesterday. Maybe not always, but people are trying to do this, and we can only change today. And if we want to change today to change our future, that's it. Today's the masterpiece. So that's when you start to question yourself, when you start to use the words, you know what, I got to get in shape. I'm starting right after right when the kids go back to school, or right on Monday, or I'm starting next month. Already we have put ourselves behind because we're putting ourselves off. And we'll come up with some great justifications and great ways to explain why that is. Well, I'm going on vacation and I don't want to commit to something and not be able to commit fully, so I'll just push it off. And very rarely that mindset doesn't have you showing up on day one anyway. What if you said, you know what, I'm going on vacation, so I'm going to use this kind of as a runway to my day one. I'm going to walk more. I'm going to drink water more. I'm going to do these things. So you start to get into that state, making today your masterpiece. That's why I tell people, let's brainstorm. Hop on a call with me at talktoperry.com, because so many of us, we bounce from thing to thing to thing, have all this shiny object syndrome going on. We're like a 5-year-old iPhone, 2% battery life. All the alarms have gone off, no charger in sight. And we're like, oh my gosh. So that's why I want to help you recharge. I want to hear your goals, what things you're struggling through. And I'll tell you within 15 minutes of us talking together which direction is going to be the best for you, where you're going to get the biggest results from, so that you can recharge that battery of yours, reclaim your power. And I'll give you 3 strategies that you can implement right away. I often ask people, how would your life look different if your battery was running at 100% every single day? TalkToPerry.com is where my calendar is at. Average people, and I was in that category too. They let life happen to them. 95% just auto programming. Let the same mistakes, the same stories, and really don't learn from them. Just want to sit and complain about them and blame other things and point the finger of this, that, the other thing. And I did that especially with my health and fitness stuff, and finding out all the reasons why I couldn't do it or why I wouldn't stick with it. And then I started to learn and adopt things. And was I challenged along the way? Yeah, but it was a learning opportunity. So wellness, it's a state of being. It's a state. It's in the mind. It's a way of living. It's not about your size. It's not about your weight. I know a lot of times people think it is. I just want to be a certain size. I just want to be a certain weight. But man, it goes way beyond that. It's about how you think and how you feel about working out, about eating healthy, about how you go about your day. It's changing and growing as you go and get older. We go after the things that we want, and sometimes things get in our way. But instead of getting upset about it, and that's what I love about the mindset stuff, is we can look at things that get in our way as a gift. It can seem like an inconvenience at the time, but it's like, you know what? There's a learnable moment here. Something's teaching me. Something's guiding me. So then when the next time something comes, I'm ready. So if you're ready to charge up your life and create that new chapter, I say go for it. But really get in touch with your mind and your thinking about yourself and the things and what it is that you desire, and really question those moments when you're putting yourself off or not sticking to things or blaming things why you can't stick with it. It's like having that vision and saying, who do I need to be now so I have that? So just know you can choose to use your power and take control, or you can let the excuses, justifications, all the rationalization in the world control you and drain your power. Really, it boils down to deciding and committing to yourself and your goals, and choosing to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaways from today's podcast. Drop those down in the comments there. I do respond to those. You absolutely rock. And as always, remember, you can say this with me if you know it. As always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff, and we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.